changing shirts, disposing of this shirt in this handy dumpster. I don't have to go back to work for 18 days. I've been riding for a couple hours, trying to make it to Caprock Canyon before the sun goes down. 2 kids asked me to rev the engine, and I did, and they looked very disappointed. As you can see, the sun is setting. This is the first one I pulled into, and it'll do just fine. The last time I was here, I took a hike like really long with the intention, the entire point was like, okay, I'm gonna go hike to this swimming hole, this pond. I hiked, and when I got there, the lake, the pond was completely bone dry, crusty earth. Smoke a couple Macanudos. You know what? Fuck it. I am going to smoke this Macanudo. Someone said to me, there's no such thing as coincidences, everything happens for a reason. And if that's true, then there's a reason that 2 Macanudos were left in my fire pit. I think that's a stupid thing to say, that everything happens for a reason and there's no coincidences. Okay, let me set up and because I don't want to waste too much time. The sun is going down, so I can't just chitter chatter all day. Ooh, my goodness. Look what I got. I got a ribeye steak, prime ribeye steak. This is a good cut too. And I got some Himalayan sea salt. This is gonna be my first meal of the day, and it is almost 8. So, if I haven't said where we are, first of all, we did not make it to Caprock Canyon. That was a long shot. I chose here along the way thinking, this will give me a little more time to be chill. It'll give me time to eat a real piece of food rather than just like something from the gas station that I shove in my mouth. I don't know exactly how much time we have left of daylight because the sun is behind trees and we're kind of on a cliff, so we're good. I'm gonna see if I can set up the hammock rather than the tent. Now I'm gonna try out this magical idea that I had for myself, which is that this is a lot more sensible to carry on a bike. Bought this at the store right before I pulled into here. And I want to try to cook the steak with this. This is hickory barbecue wood chips. Hammock is set to go. Look how it's hanging. Oh my god, I'm lightheaded from blowing on the fire for hours. From the roof, from the rafters. No way. Breath of fire. Pranayamas, y'all don't know what I'm talking about. I threatened that I would smoke these cigars I found, but how about a compromise? I will cut them open and put the tobacco into my trusty pipe. Remain STD free. Let's see, do we have some little scissors on here? That would be nice. You know those little scissors that you've never had a use for? The one time one of these Swiss Army knives doesn't have scissors, I was desperately in need of them. You know what I want to know? I want to know what this is. Why is this an option? It's just a little loop. How's that for sanitary? Are you happy? Pretty disgusting. I'm aware. Not really working out. Better go check on the fire. This is like a modern, not wooden pipe. It's made out of like crashed UAPs or something. How about a pipe that is also a whistle? Coyotes off in the distance. About to attempt to cook this steak in a method that goes as follows. Burn some chips of wood until they turn into white coals. We have not accomplished that, but I can't wait anymore. Place steak directly on coals. So here we go. We're just gonna do it now because I'm afraid of waiting any longer. So here we go, steak directly on coals. We're gonna time this for data purposes and we'll see what happens. It's a really nice looking steak, so it's gonna be a shame if this is a sham. Good morning. I have a really swollen bug bite from the riding yesterday. I got bit on the neck, or stung on the neck by a bee. Pretty certain it was a bee because I've been stung by a bee recently and it felt exactly like that. But it swelled up on my neck last night and I was feeling it and it hurts. Sunrise is starting to occur. I woke up 12 seconds ago, by the way. Oh wow. Oh wow. This is my new sleeping bag, 0 degree sleeping bag. It came in very clutch last night as I woke up shivering and freezing. So I'm packing up post haste because we have a very long ride ahead of us. 8-hour ride today. Great Sand Dunes National Park in Oklahoma, or in Colorado. Oh look, I found a pillow in my sleeping bag that I didn't know about. It's pretty nice. Started out the night with just nothing, and then I moved to just this, and then I moved to this plus this, and then I moved to the full sleeping bag. With the stars here are so insane. Like, this is a dark sky park. I was just staring up at the sky, and I have some questions about satellites. Are they just endlessly streaming across the sky every 2 seconds in every direction you can possibly imagine by the trillions? Because it was just, they just look like slowly moving stars. Okay, perfect timing because the water's boiling. Finally, you put this little... I already put my coffee in there, and this goes into the cup. And then let's try to do this without losing a bunch. I can see why people prefer the propane, the little tiny propane stove, or the jet boil, because this is very slow. I would love to spend some time here. Am I recording? Yeah, I would love to spend some time here at the Copper Breaks State Park, but it just isn't what I planned. I am making, a lot of miles today to get into Colorado. And even like getting here tonight was a head start because I left straight from work to here rather than going home and leaving in the morning, which I always get kayaks and hammocks mixed up. It's a weird error in my brain for some reason. I've done that so many times. Okay, sleeping in the hammock was really nice. It was dark when I went to bed. The stars were as bright as shit, and then I woke up somewhere, you know, like an hour or two in, or 3 or something, whenever I started to get freezing. And I woke up and the moon had risen. So the moon was up over there on the horizon. And it was so bright, just because of how dark it is here. Like, it was so bright that, first of all, it was like I had to shield my eyes from the moon. Like, that's kind of weird. But then I woke up at that initially because I was freezing. So I went to the bike to like rummage through things and find my sleeping bag. And I was doing that completely illuminated fully and perfectly by the moon. It was crazy. And the moon is right there now. It's been rising, 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 and it's right there. And it's kind of on the same trajectory as the sun, but it moves faster, I guess. Oh, I didn't even tell you all about the steak. The steak was a complete failure. I did not get to eat the steak at all. You know, I probably ate 2 or 3 raw bites of steak, which means I haven't eaten anything all of yesterday or today. So, like, I went the entire day without food. 502 miles to the Great Sand Dunes National Park. 400 miles to go. Amarillo, almost heaven. Cadillac Ranch is a part of there. 200 miles to go. Reporting live from the land of the enchanted, Colorado. Or no, the land of the enchanted is, or the land of enchantment is New Mexico. 100 miles. The worst thing about a really emergency pee is that it combines doing it in awkward places with taking a really long time to finish peeing. Does that make sense? I survived a treacherous downpour and lightning. It was awesome. Hello. Everything's been terrible, so the timing though is pretty spectacular. I mean, okay, so the tent is set up. Everything is dry, I think. And everything is safe and secure in the tent. Everything's dry but me. And I'm actually probably drier than you might think. My socks are soaked. Other than that, it's just my hands and feet. I wish it was sunny. You can see the dunes way over there. It's not cold, thank God. It's probably 6:45 or so. I'm just gonna walk around a little bit and I'll see what I see. So remember when I said that I was gonna go walk around and see what I see for a bit? Well, that was milliseconds before I realized I didn't have any time at all because I moved across a time zone. So where I thought I had an hour and 10 minutes or so of daylight, I actually had 10 minutes. To recap the day, I had an 8-hour drive on paper. But in reality, of course, you don't actually take 8 hours on an 8-hour drive. You take 10. I took 10. So I was on the road for 10 hours. Where I am is Great Sand Dunes National Park in Colorado. I stopped to eat at Mickey D's. I got a double quarter pounder with bacon, large fries, gigantic Diet Coke. I have no coverage or shelter, nothing. I'm just exposed to the rain. That's what it is when you're on a motorcycle, when you're motorcycle camping. You don't have a van or a RV or anything. First of all, you have to ride in the rain. If you don't want to get rained on, there's nothing to do except for hide in your tent, which is what I'm doing right now. So that's motorcycle camping in the rain. Are SpaghettiOs and Vienna sausages worth a potential bear mauling? I'll think about it. Good night.